Okay, so we're back with the money class that we created that increases and now decreases the balance in your bank account with what we made up as the CCD bank. All right, and we used a couple methods. We created a class called money that increases and decreases has two methods that increase and decrease the money in your account based on what the user puts out, and also it has a starting balance that the user inputs into the terminal, right? And we created a instance of the money class called money, and we called it here and here, and just to either increase the balance or at least initialize how much money is initially in the bank account, and then decrease here because you want to withdraw from the account, and then also we want to put a deposit. So let's go ahead and create another class called CreditCard. And that class we're going to use as an example of passing objects in the argument of a class. We do this all the time. We did it here and here and here, passing the keyboard that next line argument for the scanner class for the system in. We passed a scanner class object into money, which is just referencing the string of data that the user inputs. But we're going to make our own class and see how that the inner workings of how that works. So we're going to go ahead and make a new class. So we're going to go ahead and again select our project, and then go to we're going to go to File, New. We want to make a new class, and that class we'll call that class CreditCard. And so we've created a new Java class, and it's called CreditCard, connected to our package that we've made already. And it's going to be very similar to our money class. We're going to create a constructor. It'll be like every constructor is public, and like every constructor, the name will be the same as the class itself. It'll be no argument, and we'll go ahead and we'll create a private variable, and we'll make it a double, and it'll be our card balance variable, right? And in this card balance variable, we'll initialize it in the constructor. We'll say card balance will be equal to $1,000. So that's your balance on your credit card, is $1,000, right? And what we want to do is make three methods that we can use. We can either charge the card, credit the card, meaning pay off the part of the card, or create or show the balance, or give the user what the balance is. All right, so now that we know that what the methods we want to create, and we can create a UML, but I've already created a UML, and you guys can just follow along. So we're going to make those. We're going to go ahead and make those methods. And again, this will be charge card, and it'll be it'll take one single argument, and it will produce a double, and it will return a double value, and the argument will be a string, and we'll call that string charge locally, right? And with that, we'll say card balance will be equal to or plus equal to whatever the charge is. So again, just like in the money class, we'll create it will parse that string into a double and plus equal it into card balance, and we're going to go ahead and return card balance. And so that's that method. And then the next one will also be a return a double. We'll call it CreditCard, and it'll accept a string as an argument, and again, card balance will be minus equal double that parse double, and then we'll accept that credit variable as from the argument, and then we'll turn card balance. And then the last method we'll create will be the no arg method, and it will return a string, and we'll call it show balance, because all it will do is just return the balance, and it's a value returning method, but it'll only return what is already stored in card balance, but convert it into a string. So what we need to do is create a local variable named show. We'll call it show, and we'll say show is equal to string, and this is converting something from the string object, string value of, and we want a value of a double, and card balance. We want to convert card balance into a string, and we want to return show. And so what we've done is converted card balance using a method within the string class to convert a double into a string, store that value into a local variable show, return that variable, the value of the variable show. So so now that pretty much builds out the credit card class, so we'll go ahead and go here, and we'll go into the main method, and we'll create some functions or some structures to drive the user to use this functionality. And we'll start here in this else area, right? And so right for now, all we have is the user simply exiting out of the whole system to after they're done with either adding, depositing, if they want to withdraw. If they don't want to withdraw, they'll just exit out the system. We don't necessarily want that anymore. We want to ask the user. We want to ask the user, do you want to charge or credit your credit card balance? Yes or no? And because of that, we're going to have to add, we're going to use the same decision string variable we had before, still in scope, to grab that to grab that user input. And now if decision equals, again, yes, or it equals, made that one, decision equals we'll say lowercase y, then do that. Then this is what we're going to do. We're going to create a instance of the credit card class. I'm going to call it card. And a new instance, so we want to initialize the reference variable. And it's a no, we'll leave that no arg. And we want to create a couple different variables to facilitate the decision structure. We're going to use a switch statement. If you remember switch statements from way back when, I believe in module 3 and decision structures, we're going to use that to give the user 3 choices. If the user does want to charge or credit their credit card balance, then we're going to give them a first choice. How much do you want to charge to your credit card, or how much do you want to pay on your credit card, or do you want to pay off the entire balance? And that's going to be that's going to be the user's 3 options, right? So to do that, we'll go ahead and ask the user. We'll go ahead up front, ask the user system that out print line. Do you want to charge, pay, or a charge, make a payment, or pay the card balance? And we'll say, make this a new line, and A for charge, B for pay, or C for pay balance. And let's go ahead and create those variables we need to facilitate all of this. We'll use a string named input to take the user input for this line. All right, and then we'll create a variable payment to collect how much the user wants to pay. And then we'll also, and just for logic's sake, we'll create a char variable or choice. We'll call it choice, to take the first string, index out of that string as what the user chooses they want to do. Right? And then we can go ahead and say input will be equal to keyboard dot next line. And then from that input, we'll say choice will be equal to input that char at index position 0. So at the first letter that the user inputs after this line will be we'll use to control the switch statement. So here we'll say switch choice, and then we'll go and create the switch statement. We'll say case A or case uppercase A. Oops. We'll go ahead and do system.out print line. How much do you want to charge on your credit card? And we'll go ahead and say system dot out f your credit card balance is, and we're going to go ahead and format this is whatever the input is, new line, thanks for banking with SDCCB. Thank. And because it's a format, we're going to need to put what the variable is, and so we'll do what we did before, but we'll use the card object, and then charge card, and then it will be whatever the keyboard dot next line is. All right. And let's make sure all that makes sense. We have enough parentheses, and now we'll move on to case B. Case B. And or we'll do case uppercase B. And here we'll say system.out print line. How much do you want to pay on your credit card? That would be the second choice. And here we're going to go ahead and we're going to use the string variable payment, and we're going to go ahead and say payment is equal to keyboard dot next line, and we're going to do two things with that payment. We're going to take payment and we're going to say system dot out dot print line. And we're going to we're actually use a system F or print format to say your credit card balance. That needs to be in parentheses. Your credit card balance is, and then we'll format this as well. 2F and then new line. And we'll say credit card is equal to payment. So we're going to pass whatever that payment is, and we're going to pass it to the credit card method inside of the credit card class that basically acts as you're crediting your card balance. So you're paying off your card slow or in a payment. And then we'll also say system.out printf, and we'll say your new, again, missed the parentheses, your new bank account balance is whatever you paid for, paid off on whatever you inputted for payment. All right, and we're going to use money dot decrease. You're going to debit your bank account balance to pay off your credit card. And so we'll also use the payment variable for that as well. All right, and then our final case, and this is the meat and potatoes of what we're doing here. We're trying to pass an object as an argument to your a credit card object to your money class, and what we're going to do here is we're going to simply say, if you want to pay off your entire balance, you say system dot out, and format, or you want to say your new bank account balance is whatever this format might be. Forgot the flag there, and we'll go ahead and say this is where we make our money. We're going to say money, the money object. We're going to call the decrease method. We're going to decrease our bank account amount by however much our balance is in our however much our balance is in our credit card. So we called the credit card method here, or credit card class, the show balance method, and we asked how much your credit card is, and we're going to decrease our bank account number, or bank account amount, by exactly how much the balance is on your credit card. Now let's see what errors popping up here. Is always equals to false. Not necessarily. Let's fix that. And I think that has a little bit to do with the fact that I put a single parentheses, or a single quote instead of a double quote, because that it makes a whole lot of difference there. So it looks like everything else checks out. So again, we're going to ask the user whether or not, what the starting balance is on their bank account, how much they want to deposit. Then tell them how much they want to deposit. Do you want to withdraw? Yes or no? Maybe not. No. If else, then do you want it to credit or change your credit card balance here? So realistically, I could make this entire thing a call to a new method. But I sort of wanted to show this particular line on line 48, passing an object to another object as an argument. Would be a little bit more convoluted if I did it as this if statement as a system, or as a method call. But let's go ahead and run this. So let's go to compile. So it's going to ask me what my starting balance is. So we'll go ahead and up it and say, since the system initialized the credit card at $1,000, you're going to need a little bit more money than $100. So the starting balance is $2,000. Let's say we want to deposit, say $50. And so now your balance is $2,050. Do you want to withdraw any money? No, I don't. Do I want to charge or credit my credit card balance? Yes, I do. And do I want to charge, pay, or pay off balance? I'll pay off the balance. I'll say C. And I paid off the entire balance, which, if you remember, is initialized at $1,000. And the constructor, 1,000 minus 2050 is 1,050. So that works right there. All right, so this is a rather long one, but I just wanted to show what exactly that meant. What exactly does passing an object as an argument mean, and what is the plumbing? What does the plumbing look like in these classes when you do that?